G'day punters and welcome to the round 18 edition of Spruikers. Mick, before we get into round 18, I think it's probably, this is Michael Sharkie, everyone by the way, probably worthwhile just recapping on round 17.
I don't think we should, Jay.
Wish we could do one of those Wayne's World flashbacks where we could go back to last week where I said surely North Melbourne are too short at 1:30 or whatever they were, and you said, nah, they'll win by 10 goals, mate, 10 goals.
Yeah, no, we was robbed, Jay.
Oh,
we was
how do you
robbed.
figure?
Oh, did you see the last quarter?
My word, I did. Essendon wanted it just slightly bit more.
Harvey, that was a deft little handball there, just out into the path of Swallow, and just slotted one. And then bring that back, and then there was another cock up. It was just
Sounds like sour grapes to me, Shark. And we'll carry on with all the action for round 18. We'll look forward after we catch up with Nat at the news desk. Hi, Nat.
Thanks, Jake. Port Adelaide veteran Warren Tredrea's career has come to an end after an ankle injury forced the Premiership player into retirement. The Bombers will welcome back ruckman David Hill from a hamstring injury for Friday night's clash against St Kilda. Meanwhile, the Saints have been busy securing their future, with the club re-signing 14 players, including stars Lenny Hayes and Nick Del Santo. Adelaide skipper Simon Goodwin will miss his side's clash against Richmond after he failed to overcome an ankle injury, while Melbourne could welcome back captain James McDonald, Brent Maloney and young gun Jack Trengo from injury for Saturday night's clash against the Brisbane Lions. And that's all the latest news for now. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Nat. So round 18, strange round because, as according to Betfair punters, most games there's a clear-cut favourite and they're expecting one team to win, aside from the Brisbane-Melbourne game where it's about toss of a coin for each of them. I think it's tougher than what Betfair punters are making it out to be. I think whilst Freo have won the last 6 derbies, I think they can always go either way. I think that Port and Hawthorn could go either way after Port's very solid performance against the Crows last week. I think 350 is too big a price for them. Yeah, I think and Carlton and Collingwood results have gone the ways that they're unpredictable, I suppose is the correct term, in the last couple of years. And of course, Essendon's knocked off the Saints the last 2 times they've gone around. The Bombers are 570 on Betfair for the big Friday night clash, secured a 120. Prepared to take the 120 about the Saints, Mick?
Yes, I am. I think the Dons had their moment in the sun last week. They will never win another game this year.
Is that just more sour grape, more bitterness? Or?
Yeah, I hate them, man. I hate them. Bring back Matty Lloyd.
I think David Hill makes a massive difference to the Essendon side, frees up Paddy Ryder. Both of them can go forward and kick goals. I think it'll be closer than you're giving Essendon credit for.
24 goals, St Kilda win.
If anything, because St Kilda don't win by those margins. They win by 7 goals to 4 and things like that. They're not that sort of side. I think if betting the winning margin market, if you're going to back St Kilda, do so by under 40 points because they're just not the blowout side. Collingwood-Carlton playing the Peter McCallum Cup, a name which is close to my heart, Mick. Collingwood 123, Carlton 510. This is another game where I think one side is way too short. Carlton hit their straps in the second half last week and I'm tempted to take some of the 510.
Could be right there. It's big overs.
Magpies are on fire though, of course they're on top of the ladder. It'd be very hard to beat at 123, but I'm just tempted with the 510.
As we know, every team plays their grand final against Collingwood, so
yeah,
the Blues especially.
Correct. 510, I'm pretty. I think that's tempting. As is the 350 about Port Adelaide, who regained form last week. Sean Burgoyne makes his first trip back to Adelaide for the Hawks this week. Hawthorn are 137. Right price?
Yes. Port Adelaide are nothing. They're hopeless. They are absolutely hopeless. Hawthorn after last week, they will just want to make amends, and I think Port Adelaide will be taking.
Make amends for what? They haven't lost in weeks.
Yeah, but the draw, that's just that. There's a bit of nothing feeling.
Yeah, no, it's a terrible feeling, but
just
beware Port Adelaide, I think.
Matt's not over yet.
No, I know she's not. Yeah, look, Hawthorn 139, too short for me, given that Port last week were good, and Tredrea as well. They'll get around Tredrea this week, not that he's playing, but the big fella, great career. Good on you, Warren. Not one of my favourites personally, but
no, not one of mine either.
Good on you. And Brisbane and Melbourne, Brisbane 193, Melbourne 206. Melbourne have only won 1 game in about 4 years away from the MCG, and that was this year against Port in Darwin. Do you reckon they can do the job up in Brisbane?
I think they will. I think Brisbane's a rabble at the moment at 206 after last week's annihilation of Sydney. Melbourne will get the job done.
Yeah, so do I. I think 206 is pretty good value. I'm concerned about their terrible travelling record. The Premiership market is an interesting one because Collingwood have firmed into 4.70 second favourites. Geelong 3.20 still outright favourites. They've drifted slightly. St Kilda a drifter as well at 5.60. And the Doggies keep on firming because their form's good, 5.80. Surely, I mean, Collingwood, granted they're on top of the ladder, but surely that 22 isn't good enough to win an AFL Premiership. With Nick Maxwell, the jib.
Stranger things have happened, Jake. But
such as?
Well, Essendon beating North Melbourne last week for one.
Give us a chop.
Geelong just has a sense of timing. They always rise to the occasion at the right moment, that day, apart from against Hawthorn a couple of years back. But Saints at 5.60, it's a little bit over, so wouldn't mind a little sniff through of that.
They're just sort of sliding under the radar at the moment, St Kilda, aren't they?
As you say, they just get the job done week after week.
Luke Hodge, 4.80 Brownlow favourite. He and Dane Swan now dominating that market. Ablett's a drifter. I'm laying Ablett, that's my move at the minute. He wouldn't have got a vote for the last, apart from maybe last week when he kicked 5 and played well. But
keep chipping away at Goddard.
Goddard at 15.50. And Rewalt's got one clasp on the Coleman. 167 last week, he was 159. Hall's firmed from 385 into 292. Where's your money going in the Coleman?
Hawley will roll him. I think we pointed that out. Was it last week or the week before we suggested Hawley might be the way to go?
Terrific. Mick, we'll get your Betfair Big Spruik just after we get Nat's Betfair Big Spruik. Over to you again, Nat.
The Betfair Big Spruik.
I'm back on the Oz Multis this week, guys. Following the punters, I'm going to pick Collingwood to beat the Blues, backing Hawks to beat Port Adelaide, and Freo to take out the Western Derby there, and that Oz Multis paying around $2.20.
Thanks, Nat. Over to you, Shark. Your Betfair. You're out of form at the minute, so you need to lift.
Out of form 1 week of no getting your Spruik home.
You're only as good as your last Spruik.
Just everything keeps coming back to last week, doesn't it? I think we'll put the farm on Hawthorn head to head, and on Monday you'll have a third more farm.
That's great. So you're doing some renovating, basically.
Definitely.
Renovating.
Just adding on a third.
Adding another level onto the house. Okay.
Correct.
Outstanding. I think St Kilda will beat Essendon, but I don't think it will be as emphatic as the odds suggest. I'm taking St Kilda under 40 points. I also think Melbourne is the obvious value of the round at $2.06. Thank you kindly for your company today,
boy.
Shark. I'll see you again soon. Punters, all the best, and we'll catch up with you again very soon.